Okay, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Thank you to F4HEX for moving a bit of frequency. Appreciated. You were just occupying a bit of both channels. It happens, but not to worry, not to worry. We got on net and everything is working well. Right, I want to thank the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to be on their satellite with our amateur satellite, the only geosynchronous satellite in the amateur field at the moment. And we've had it since about 2018. It's been phenomenal satellite. I also wish to thank AMSAT DL and, of course, the BATC and AMSAT UK. These are all phenomenal organizations that have made it possible for amateurs to enjoy this mode of communication. And it's catching on. It's getting more popular every time. And I'm happy to report I'm seeing some of the old faces back on. Charlie, Delta Kilo 3 Zulu Lima, old friend of mine, and he said we must be patient because he's still battling a bit. He's using a new system, I think. But Charlie, I saw a little bit of your picture earlier, and it was really good. I didn't really hear audio, but what I saw was great. So all the best. And then, I spent the weekend down in Port Elizabeth with the South African Radio League AGM, hosted by the Port Elizabeth Radio Club, or Radio Branch Peers, they call it. And I must say the hospitality was phenomenal. The guy that we dealt with a lot was Dave Higgs and his wife Bev. They were the best hosts you could find in the world, and it was really a marvelous event. It went through without a hiccup, flawless, and enjoyed by all. And on behalf of the guys in Gauteng, we just want to say thank you guys very much. The Port Elizabeth branch club is kicking and well. That's fantastic to see amateur radio spirit like we enjoyed this weekend. I would now like to go down the list. Let me just call up the list and then we can see who's all on frequency. Just want to get this done. And there we go. I'm loading the list and we can see who's all on. Frank as well. Great. Frank, I'll tell you what the version is. Leon down in Worcester, ZS1 Mike will follow me, and then he passes it to Peter in Wales, GW7BZY. Nice to see you on, Peter. I'm pleased you're not working this weekend. Hello to Keith, Golf Uniform 6 Echo Fox Bravo. Welcome again. And then a great welcome to Charlie, DK3 Zulu Lima. Wonderful to see you, Charlie. I hope everything's going to work out, but be patient. Don't you worry. And then hello to Martin, G8KOE with a smashing signal I saw earlier. Hello to Henry, ZS6 Mike Charlie in Sandton, Johannesburg. And then to the UK, to Nigel, Mike 9 November Tango Romeo, and he's changed to a Razor camera. Looking forward to that, Nigel. And then, Nigel, if you pass it to my dear friend Frank, ZS6 Golf Echo in Pretoria. This is a record for the ZS hams on this frequency today. And by the way, I'm running Mini Tuner Pro. It's version 1.0.1.1C, Charlie. It's not the most recent, I don't think. I was on Quebec at one stage. But it's version 1.0.1.1c in answer to your question earlier, Frank. Right, without further ado, ZS1 Mexico, would you please take the micro, sir, from Zulu Sierra 6, Yankee India?
Okay, Gary, ZS6YI and the group ZS1 Mike saying hello I think my audio is maybe a touch low. I don't know. I can just give it a bit of a squiz there. Right, yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody on the net. I see we've got a great number of people here today. And it's much warmer today than last weekend, last Sunday this time. I had a jacket on and it was quite cold. It's beautiful sunshine outside still. There's a bit of a wind blowing, but I mean that's normal for Worcester. The only place with more wind is Port Elizabeth, because that's where I come from. That's where I was born, and wind it's manufactured there. Okay, Gary. After about 2 months, I'm finally ready to play you my my disastrous launch of my rocket at work at the test range. So with any let's get this business going. I hope my commentary is still there. Let me just check. Commentary, yeah, it is there. Now there you can see the rocket sitting on the launch pad. It's very tiny, bottom center. That rocket is about 1 meter long, homemade, and okay, there it's starting to run. We shot this at 2000 frames per second, and I'm playing it back at 15 frames per second now. So it's beautiful slow motion. But yes, because it was a disaster, my fins at the bottom of the rocket are too small. So my aerodynamic balance is way out, and I'll have to put bigger fins on it. But there she goes, in slow motion, and yeah, you'll see it launches beautifully straight, and then it starts to veer over to the right. And yeah, that's a pity, but I mean it was highly experimental, so not enough drag at the back end of the thing. So it's basically following the CG at the moment, which is not right. On the rockets, the CG is not that important, but the aerodynamic balance is really critical, and I've got it all wrong there. So I'll just make bigger fins and fit it onto the rocket. But there she is flying, and this the section that you can see when it goes out of the frame, that is under 1 second of flight, which means that it's not even 2000 frames. You can see the frame counter, the 1, 2, 3, the fourth line from the top is the number of frames. So we're at 1640 something frames now. So we're not even at 2000 yet, and 2000 is 1 second. You can see it's really going bad now. It's already pointing downwards, sort of, although it's still going up, because the velocity at takeoff, you know, like a half a second, it does 120 meters per second. So it's very fast. There it's leaving the frame now, so I can just as well stop it there. But yeah, that was my first attempt there on this huge launch pad with my tiny rocket. They asked me if I can build them a very cheap rocket for calibration of the optical instruments and so on, because there's not that many big launches. And yeah, so I said, okay, I'll give it a go. Right, now it's a pity Phil is not here. If you guys remember last week, he was talking about his Pico balloon and his power concerns and so on. And he mentioned that maybe if he uses a supercapacitor just for a little bit of backup, he said maybe 10 seconds or so, it would be fine. Well, I just happen to have some supercapacitors. This one here, I've just charged up with 5 volts. And the beauty is Let me just get a backdrop. This thing, I've weighed it, and it weighs 4.96 grams. That's what it weighs, 4.96 grams. So it's very light. But I was amazed at the amount of electricity that's inside this thing. I've got this little lamp on it, and I had it on here for 3 minutes and it was still glowing. It was dimmer in the end. It ended up at about 3 volts or so. Now this thing draws 75 milliamps once it's down to 3 volts. So I think this is far more capacity than Phil was asking for. He said if he could maintain, I think, 3.7 volts for 10 seconds, if the solar panel is turned in the wrong way or so, then he'll be happy. Well, here we're having, I timed it 3 minutes and it was still glowing. So yes, this is just on the supercapacitor. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you much longer with this, but yes, it's a 3.5 farad. 3.5 farad capacitor. It's actually 2 little ones shrunk together. I presume they're in parallel and not in series. But yes, and at this stage now, this lamp is drawing 75 milliamps. So yeah, it's I think that's if he can afford 4.96, and I think if we cut these leads, I mean, that's solid copper. If you cut them off, make them much shorter, you're going to probably save another half a gram or so. Anyway, right, that's it from me. Peter, over to you. GW7BZY for the group from ZS1 Mike.
GW7BZY. Thank you, ZS1 Mike Leon. Excellent stuff. Yeah, I've been off for a while, haven't I? Yeah. Bit of unfortunate, handy overtime. Just it was on the weekends, and of course I've got my weekend rotor anyway. So I'm looking for my own picture coming back, see how it looks. It's not too bad. I've had problems with my computer really. I've got sound coming out when I don't really want it. So I'm back to using Minitune, which is not quite as easy to do as OpenTuner. And I'm using version 9 or whatever, I don't know. And I'm looking a bit broken, stop and go on this. So I don't know if that's the case that other people are seeing, but it is, I think, an old version, and it's using the LAV graph decoder, video decoder. Anyway, so I haven't been. I'm still playing with my server, my Jellyfin server. I've got it on a domain now, so I can watch me. When the wife takes me shopping, I can watch videos rather than have to follow around or look at YouTube. And a vast library of TV shows and films. Well, vast might be exaggeration, but there's enough now. There's more hours of television there than I'm ever going to watch. And I don't watch a lot of television, except for when I'm out shopping with the wife. So there we are. That's what I've been doing. I've not been doing any television. I think the vegetation around the back is starting to impede on my receive dish because the reception's getting poor. The HDMI to whatever it is, viewing port or whatever, I don't know what the modern computers have, but it's not the same as HDMI, and unfortunately the lead's gone. And that my second monitor no longer works, so I'm going to have to buy an adapter. But I'm being too mean at the moment to buy an adapter because they're like £4 or something. I don't know how much that is in dollars, about $6 US, or how many million rand that is. But HI. But I don't feel inclined to buy one. But so I'm down to one monitor. So I've got one monitor for everything now, which is not very ideal. But anyway, that's about it from this end. Lots of interesting things happening, I think, amateur television wise. I see other people are coming on. That's quite good. Oh, very good, really. I don't monitor as I used to because I've only got one monitor screen, and OpenTuner won't open on one monitor. I would reinstall it; it'd be fine, but it always puts the screen on the second monitor, so it's not fine. I'm not seeing it, am I? So that's why I'm back to the old mini tune unit. There was a bit of noise in the background probably. I made no effort to reduce it. I may have to go and trim the vegetation. I will, I suppose, eventually, as it's becoming overgrown. With that, I think I had it round. Good to see everybody I've seen so far. Good to see you, Leon. Fantastic rocket. There's a guy on YouTube I watch that does something with rockets, an American guy, and he's very clever and does a great job. And he puts little tabs on the back that controls his rocket, and he makes his own fuel and everything. They're not quite small rockets. He's aiming for space, and he's doing a really good job in getting there. I don't think anybody else saw Martin there. Sorry, Gary. Good to see you, Gary. Good picture. Not quite as good as mine, Gary, but you'll get there. From GW7BZY. Nothing if not cheeky. I'm going to go with a test card. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, things going wrong here, and now my audio looks far too strong. Oh, what's going on? It was okay before. Anyway, good afternoon there, Gary and everybody else on net. Very nice to see everybody, and very interesting on your rocket there, Leon. Sorry it didn't work as planned, but I'm sure the Mark II will be even better there. Yeah, kind of all sorts of things. It's a nice, supposedly a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, and bank holiday weekends usually go with rain. And in April down here in Guernsey, we've had about 25 days without rain. But then the weather gods decided that we were going to have some rain. And this is what happened. This is in part of the local town, and water rushing down the steps. Really heavy burst of rain, and this is the garden now. You wouldn't believe all the rain we've had, and now it's bright sunshine and everything's drying up, so there's the part of the garden there. Last weekend I went to the other island, Jersey, and we bumped into a gentleman using this massive telescope with filters, looking at the sun, and he was all interested in the sunspots, and then he offered me a look, and it was absolutely amazing to see what was going on. I think he was even more surprised that I knew what the sunspots were and how they affected radio propagation and things. So yeah, that gave him a little bit of a
a shock there, but very nice to actually see. And the moon was out as well, and we turned it around to the moon, and yeah, that was absolutely amazing. So I haven't been doing a great deal radio wise or anything, but things will pick up in the next week or so. So let's put it round to Charlie there. I think it was DK3ZL. Round to you there, Charlie, from GU6CFB.
I'm sorry, I can't see my picture. I could see it half an hour ago. I'm sorry, I have to reswitch. Wait a moment. Okay. Okay, but I can't. Somebody is telling me, but I can't check it. I'm sorry. Just it was working fine. I have to go back to the. I couldn't see, so I will try with the camera, but I can't control myself. That's just a minute. I have to just restart the software. There's something wrong. Just a minute, please. Give me a minute. I'll come back in a minute.
Mission is fine, Charlie. Perfect picture, perfect sound. So
I'll come back in a minute. It's only you not able to see yourself, but
mission is fine, Charlie. Perfect picture, perfect
so
sound.
there we go. So all good. We'll wait.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3. I can't see my picture, so I can't control. It worked fine the last 2 hours, but now I have a problem. I don't know. Gary, I will give you a shout if I can fix it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, oh my dear, wait a moment. Okay, somebody is telling me you can see my picture. I can't see it. So welcome to the group. My name is Charlie, Delta Kilo 3 Zulu London, and I'm on the narrowband since the rocket started the the satellite, and I was doing some trip with QO-100 narrowband. I was rovering through South Africa, so I met Gary, for example, through Namibia, and also to Botswana. And then after that, I started to get my DATV equipment ready. So in this case, it was fine. I had some years no activity on wideband. I'm quite interested, but so I will try to be on this group meetings not too often, because I'm living in two different places. And so my activity is mainly on narrowband, and somebody might know my call sign and my name together with the Antarctica station, Neumeier, Delta Papa Zero Golf Victor November, because I'm the cooperator and the organizer for the school contacts. So I do quite a lot with the Antarctica station and on the narrowband for activity for our young kids, even worldwide with Brazil. And so that's my main hobby in the hobby. So to bring these youngsters and give them an idea to talk to the scientists down in Neumeier. So this was now a speech. I just saw my picture on the OBS studio. I will switch off and will pass it over. The next one is Martin, G8KOE. Please to take it. And Delta Kilo 3 Zulu Lima listening.
Right, let's go to camera. I need to mute the other receiver that's going. That's right. Yeah, I think we're back in business. Let's mute that in my ears, because that's confusing me. Yeah, Charlie, I couldn't receive your signal on OpenTuner, and I couldn't receive it on... I say the signal seems strong, and also on SDR television. On the ride receiver that I've got, you were okay. So I had to receive you on the ride and turn the volume up, which took me a bit of time, just because it's awkward to get to where I've put the actual controller side of things. But the picture looked absolutely good on the ride. But OpenTuner, SDR television, and another program I've got, which is Longmend, it's written by ZR6TG, that wouldn't decode you either. So I don't know. I was going to, if I had a bit more time, I'd have changed over to on the Winterhill, which is what I'm using with the OpenTuner software. But I'm using MPV. I could have changed over to VLC. So I don't know. But it may be that yeah, something's different. But we got you in the end. But very good quality pictures. Before I forget, Bill popped up there, Leon, and said he did see your demonstration of the capacitor. So he's busy at the moment making a printed circuit board, or designing a printed circuit board, shall we say, for his balloon side of things. I think he's gone over to one solar panel instead of two solar panels and such like. But maybe he might pop up right at the end and see what he's doing. But he was watching and listening. So all your he didn't say whether he liked it and was going to use the capacitor side of things, or whether he'd got one. But he did say that he appreciated it. What have I been up to? Playing with my favourite sort of thing, SRT. Been particularly with the VK boys. I've got an input into their repeater, a VK3 RTV2, which sometimes I can get in, sometimes I can't, and I don't know quite why at the moment, looking into it. But I joined their net, which they have on Tuesday, at 11 AM. So it's quite respectable for me. So and it's sort of in the evening for them, and it's in the morning for me. So it works out quite well. So and also was having a chat with Leon, not Leon, Joe. Also, I'm doing tests with a Zoe box, which is just an encoder box to send signals, and doing comparisons whether signals direct from my mixer program OBS. Sorry, Leon, it's all internety sort of stuff. I know, but the round trip I'm doing tests with was that's sending out to Australia, coming back into my SRT repeater side of things was 3 seconds round trip, which wasn't bad, not bad at all. So quite impressed with that. I'm only going to make this one transmission. I will listen a bit longer, but usually the net goes on and crashes into when I need to get tea and a few bits and pieces with Carol. So I have my domestics to do, but we did make the net, and I'll probably most weeks we'll just pop on for one session, but just to say I'm lurking and monitoring. I think that's about it, but yeah, interesting how anybody else got Charlie, but cracking pictures, absolutely. And I am just about operational on the narrowband in. I didn't quite get to tune the to join the AMSAT net this morning, which I'd planned to, because I was chatting to VK boys playing SRT, and the time disappears as it always does do. But it's all good fun. Right, I'll put up a test card, and you know, I don't know who it goes to next. It says, having to quickly find the side of things. Let's have a look. It goes to ZS6 Mike Charlie Henry is to take it. So I'll pop up a test card, and I'll say 7 tweets to everybody, because I will listen, but I won't come back for the second one. So that's test card, and it's over to you.
Oh, thank you, Martin. It's good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everybody on frequency. It's actually good to be on this Sunday. And firstly, I'd like to say to Gary, congrats, Gary. I believe you're now a councillor on the South African Amateur Radio League. That's wonderful indeed. And may you have great times there. And when we pulse you for things, may you do it for us. Anyway, great stuff there, Gary, and all noted on the Mini Tuner Pro that you are using at the moment. Yes, just to comment on Charlie quickly while I have a chance. Charlie's transmission I couldn't receive, and I'm using a Winterhill with the SDR with the ADAL-M Pluto. So I don't know why I could not decode him, but it looks like people who use mini tuners could do so quite happily. So Charlie, I do apologize not seeing your over. I'm sure it was very good, and also welcome from on my side. Nice to meet you for the first time. Okay, there we go. Leon, with regards to the rocket, that was very, very interesting. And I'd like to know on your next over, if you come in, just to tell me what fuel you use to send the rocket up into space or into the atmosphere. Yeah, I'm very interested in that kind of thing, but I've never ever taken part in it. Although on YouTube I've watched a lot like Peter. It's just great fun to see what the guys get up to and what heights they actually achieve. It is amazing what some people have done with rockets. So yes, that's good. And then the super cap, we use them at work as well, and basically as stopgaps. So if you lose power or to something, and you know that your power is going to be, for instance, if a UPS is switching over or some mechanism is switching over, it is a stopgap just to make sure the power is kept on the device that you're going to put power onto afterwards. So yes, it's a really handy tool to have, Leon, the super cap. So Peter, a good picture. A good one, Peter. I like your sense of humor, by the way. So Keith, from my side, lots of rain. We've also had lots of rain here, but it's getting cold now. Winter's starting to set in, and I see my XYL. She's asked me to bring up the heater, which I've done for her because she's starting to feel the cold. And that's what's happening here on our side here in Johannesburg, South Africa. I spoke about Charlie. Martin, you must give us a little bit more information on this SRT. Sounds very interesting what you're doing with the guys in VK Land, and I will do a bit of Google search as well and see what that's all about. Yeah, on my side, busy actually trying to get my shack sorted out, which hopefully I'll be able to do next week, and then I can put some pictures on the screen for us, and you can see what I've done. But really, my shack as it is at the moment is very, very cluttered, and I've got too much stuff in it, and I'm trying to find a way in which I can declutter the shack. Yeah, I live in an apartment complex, and my shack is downstairs, and then the body corporate has been kind enough to offer me another room, so I'm going to move some stuff out of here into this room. So it will help me just getting myself all sorted out, and as I've said before, decluttered. Anyway, that's my story, Gary. Yes, and thank you for you hosting the net, Gary. I don't know if anybody saw, but I see Saro is also manufacturing a couple of PAs now, so he's having fun. So and I think he's basically sold or committed them all now. So yeah, that's going to be nice to see what he's done. So that's my story. I'm going to hand it to you now, Nigel. Nice to see you on, Nigel. And it's great to see Frank on as well. I saw Frank on earlier, just before I tested. And I saw Frank on, and he was testing with Leon. So it's going to be good to see Frank's transmission as well. So there you go, Nigel. Are you ready to switch on? It's been great to be on the net today, and it's always great to be here with all of you. Over to you, Nigel. Mike 9 November Tango Radio. This is ZS6 Mike.
One, two, three, test. Am I getting any sound? I think so. I'm not hearing anything. Oh yeah, I do, yeah. Just turn my speaker up. Oh, let's transition over. Do a quick one. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, and good morning or good evening where you are in the world. Yeah, ZS6 Yankee Eye. Okay, Gary, I'm glad you made it because you said you might be a little bit late in getting on the net because you was away, but obviously got back in time, which is good. Yeah, but I'm not receiving there well. It keeps cutting out. I got you okay, Gary. Leon, I got just until you got to till after you press the fire button to the your rocket, and then I lost your picture. I couldn't get it back. So that was. I couldn't see it hardly anyway because obviously my eyesight's not very good. But but I missed. I managed to catch it a little bit on YouTube. So I'm monitoring myself on YouTube now with my phone with my volume switch turned down.
So I know I'm transmitting. And Peter ZU7BZY, something like that. Nice to see you, Peter. I've seen you for a while, Peter. But yeah, you haven't. I got no comment for you, so it must have been all right. But it's showing live. It's not on my return on my return on my RX. I'm not. It's frozen on the on the picture, so it's something quite not right. I'm using SDR TV 1.014, and I don't know. Something's not. Something doesn't like it. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, you went in that a little bit, but I got my floods, and I got you, and then you showed a clip on your sun, as the garden was returning back. Sorry, obviously the sun's out now. Yeah, Frank, Charlie. So yeah, nice to meet you, my friend. But I didn't see you at all, and I'm using the same as Martin SDR transmission. Martin 9x9 as always, spot on, no problem, receive you and transmitting. So I don't know, I'll have to check your settings to my settings, but I got you okay 9x9. Henry, yeah, and same to you, Henry. ZS6 Mike, I can see on ZS6 Mike, Charlie, Henry, yeah, you good as well. Yeah, and as I say, go back to, I've changed over from a laptop camera to a Razor. I forget what model, but it's a Razor one, and it's probably better. Well, it shows me I needed a shave. Hi, I should have had a shave, but never mind. It's a weekend, yes, and people say in the UK it's a bank holiday. Bank holiday tomorrow, Sunday today. That's it. Yeah, but I'd like to know why it's cutting out. Whether it's a Pluto Plus box getting warm because it's been on all week, I don't know. But something's not quite right. But that's about it for me. Listen to your comments, and I will be coming back for second round. So I'm going to put a test card up and then hand it round back to South Africa. I think Frank ZS6 Golf Echo when I put a test card up. So Frank, you get ready, mate. As soon as I put a test card up and I see it on the return bounce, I'll cut carrier, as so to speak. Oh, cancel that. And I'll cut over to the test card. Okay, Frank, over to you. Mike, NTR and the group, and into ZS6 Golf Echo. Frank.
Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, Leon, with rockets I always wondered how they go straight up without some sort of steering. It's a mystery to me. But anyway, why it's a test transmission? I have essentially two setups here. One for narrowband with a Pluto and a 1.2 meter dish, and then for television also with a separate Pluto and the firmware on the 2.7 meter dish. But now that SDR TV is available, I thought, why don't I try that on the narrowband setup with a 1.2 meter dish and see how far I get.
Now I have they're only a 20 watt PA, and it doesn't make it. It's just is below the detection level. So now I rewired it temporarily for the 2.7 meter dish, and so it works. Sufficient signal. There's about a 5 dB improvement with a bigger dish compared to the smaller one. I probably run around about 15 watts or thereabouts. I try to measure, but it's the old story. You can measure a carrier, but not a TV signal. So that works in principle, but now just in case somebody doesn't see me, I can't see myself if I use OpenTuner. I get a message and that says could not find reference POC, whatever that means, and it doesn't work. So, but MiniTuner works and SDR TV works. So yeah, there are obviously some small differences, and I'm not quite sure if that is now a general one, incompatibility between OpenTuner and SDR TV, or if there's some setting on my own setup that is not what it should be. So yeah, and Leon mentioned that I have a hiss on the audio. I can hear that myself, but I plug directly into a USB to audio converter because my microphone input on the computer is broken, and I'll look onto that. But the idea is that I have a standby on a narrowband setup in case something goes wrong with the main setup. So that's why it's now a test transmission, and we'll see how it goes. Henry, I didn't know about Zaro, because now when I was playing around with that, I thought, well, I need a 100 watt PA to use a 1.2 meter dish, and yeah, there is basically nothing on the market. So yeah, so maybe you can give me a link or something, even if he has nothing free. Still, there is definitely a market there. Okay, that's all for me, and I'll give it back to Gary from ZS6 Golf Echo.
I just wanted to see if Charlie wanted to come on. Okay, this is what I found with Charlie. I got no carrier lock on him, and then when I looked at the his transmit stream, it was very, very high, and it was right on top. Yet the ride, I completely detected him on the ride, which I'm using on YouTube, and so the signal was fine. But he did try and test on a different frequency, and I still didn't get a lock. So, Charlie, maybe you are running something different on your transmit stream. And I don't know why we didn't pick it up automatically on the MiniTuner. It looks to me that Leon picked you up. I did, but only on the ride, and so did Martin, only on the ride. Got no carrier lock on any of the other. Everything else was fine. RF power, everything was fine except no carrier lock. It was dead zero. So that's very strange. All right, Leon, yeah, excellent on the rocket, and there's a good idea that Peter said. You must put adjustable wings on it, but you must do it remotely if you can. It'll be very fast. If that's only 2,000 frames, it's about a second or so, then you'll have to work very, very quickly. But anyway, good effort there, and you're lucky to have such nice equipment to actually see where and what happened. So there we go. Okay, Henry. Yeah, I didn't want to come onto this, man. I've got too much work to be bothered, but I will step in sort of an advisory capacity or something low key. They promised me low key, but I'll take part in the meetings when they have them. Um, I won't necessarily go up there in person. We'll do it on Teams or whatever. And so we can put a bit of input there and see what happens. Noel Hammond. Okay. So that's the story. Anyway, I wonder, Charlie, you can tell me on my chat channel with you on WhatsApp if you want to take it over. You can just quickly give me a thumbs up or down, and then I'll pass it to you. Otherwise, let's see. Thumbs up. Great. Charlie, DK3 Zulu Lima ZA6YI. We're standing by for you, sir.
Okay, it's unbelievable because I could see my signal. Ah, there I am. Now it's working. Okay, now I can explain probably the mistake I made because I'm a newcomer at the moment. So thanks for the nice welcome to everybody now here on the channel. And it's a different world, the DATV and the narrowband. And I think I made two mistakes. First, when I couldn't even see my picture by myself, I had the problem to find out that I must click to another signal and click back to our channel we are using the net, and then it's decoding or synchronizing once again. I think that was the problem. I couldn't see me in the beginning. This I found out, and during my catastrophic try to get it well done, I made also a mistake on this other Bluetooth DATV controller. If I go to find out the channel, it's so many channels, and the 333 and the 500, and I probably mixed it up and I put the channel, the last channel here we use, on 500, and maybe that's another reason that my Bluetooth was giving wrong signals. But now I'm quite happy that it really works, and we'll see in future. I might maybe once more noch even on this channel. Okay, yes, for the satellite community, as I'm also in the director's board of AMSAT, we are now heading to the next step, Erminas, the little tiny ones, not the geostationaries, but even we are having nice plans for geostationary, you know, and we also trying that we have to get something up into the air, but the AMSAT is now very with Erminas 1, and this might be July or maybe in autumn we get the start from Rocket Factory from Scotland. So this is Peter was in the DB2OS, our boss. He was in Spain, and it's all prepared for this start. So now the things must go its normal way. Bureaucracy is quite a lot. We have a lot of bureaucracy. Even Scotland is British. That means not in the European Union. And so we had so many papers to fill out to get all things done. That's another story, to get a satellite into air. And yes, it was very interesting to see that Leon was trying to get the rocket into the air. So that's quite a lot of fun, I think. Fun beside you lost some money. But I probably will see what you are doing next time with the next rocket and some more flaps, or bigger flaps, what you said. Okay, that's the story. So even we are quite active with our Polarstern, the icebreaker. He is now heading to Bremerhaven, coming back from Australia, from Antarctica, and on the Polarstern we have now DATV system, but the system down in Neumayer is still ready to go. we have no operator at the moment. The problem is really we have no IT engineer and no operator active now. But in the end of October, in November, Felix still 5XL and Roman, one of the operators down in Antarctica, and the new one. We will also train the new one for narrowband. So we have a lot of amateurs, and we might be also with DATV on air. That means in November or December. That's another story from Antarctica. So that's my story. I found these two little problems as a beginner, and I'm not sure who's next, but maybe I can put it now down to Leon. That's the order we started. Leon, to take it. This is Delta Kilo 3, Zulu London, standing by.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Charlie. DK3 Zulu Lima, ZS1 Mike back to the group. Yes, that was perfect over. I just see that your lip sync is a little bit out, but otherwise the signal is perfect. And your previous over also I received perfectly when you explained that you get all the school children in and so on. And there's a perfect transmission just like now. You were just not receiving yourself. And for what it's worth, there is nothing to beat a mini tuner for reception. It receives always. So I won't even look at anything else. It always works. Okay, let's check the list. Peter, yeah, well, his stuff was working. Keith with a guy with a telescope. Yes, I've also got a telescope here, and I also want to look at the sunspots, but you have to really choke it, and be very careful not to scorch your eyes. And I'll put a camera to it in any case. But yeah, just for watching the sunspots, it'll be interesting. Right. Okay, Charlie. Yes, I have commented on your transmission. Martin, okay, thanks for telling me that Phil did watch the Super Cap scenario. Yeah, this thing is very light, and I think he can use half of this capacity, which means he's going to end up at like 2.2 grams for the Super Cap for the duration that he wants. I think he'll be happy with 1 minute. He said 10 seconds is enough. Well, 1 minute you'll get from half of this, at least 1 minute. Right, yeah, mini tuner, right, Henry. Okay, the rocket fuel, this particular rocket, because it's not very big, as I say, it's only 1 meter long, it's a commercial motor I'm using. You know the distress rocket flares that you have on your boat, on your ski boat when you go out to sea? I use those motors, because those things expire every 2 years. You have to buy new ones, and there's nothing wrong with them. So I take out the motor, and that's what I used in that. For my bigger rockets, I build big motors, and there I use RNX. Oh, what's the number? There's a guy in Canada who's a real big rocket fundi, and you can buy a CD from him with all his recipes and everything about rocketry. He's a real guru in amateur rocketry. And I ordered this CD years ago, and the one recipe in there is RNX something, but yes, I make that up, and it's very, very, very stable. You can jump on it, you can throw it in the water, you can do anything with it. That fuel is not hygroscopic, and you need a decent igniter to get it to go. And I tested one of those motors just stationary at work some months ago. I think it was in November, or was it in January? I can't even remember. Because I'm still playing with the nozzle size, and it fired beautifully, but my nozzle aperture was still a bit too wide. I'm not getting up to the pressure. That thing wants I think it's 1,000 psi or something that it likes to run on that particular fuel. So your chamber pressure must be about 1,000 pounds per square inch. And I was definitely not there. I could see from the jet. We had the high-speed cameras on it as well, and to check it, and also normal video, so because the sound is also very important to me. Okay, so that is the rocket fuel. Nigel, your transmission, you've got dropouts. All of a sudden your carrier just goes away, and then you come back. Perfect picture, perfect sound. You're a bit too close to the camera. It's not focusing that close. You can back off a little bit, but otherwise it's fine. Your illumination is good. Your lighting is very good now compared to what you had before. But you still have those periodic dropouts, not for long, and then poops, then you're back. Perfect picture and sound. So I don't know what that is. And Frank, yeah, your audio level is still high, and then you've got that tremendous hiss on your signal. But I see you're working with some USB audio thing. Yeah, I don't like digital audio goeters there. Anyway, and Gary, yeah, I didn't know. You didn't tell me that you're now part of the big lot there. Congratulations. And yeah, I can give you some feedback on some things. Yes, that's about it from me. I can just quickly show you, unfortunately, with the same launch, we had an infrared camera on it as well, but that runs at much lower frame rate and much lower resolution. But this was a new rookie operator, and if you can see there, the thing is still standing stationary on the launch pad, and it's not even in focus. But anyway, it's very short. So, but this is infrared, so you can see and of course it's going to be very quick. You'll see, and on to the right on the ground, you will see a big flame. That's the igniter that it spew out. Once it flew off, the igniter was still burning. They burned for quite a while after the launch. So there goes. It'll take off any moment now. There it goes. That's the heat signature. And there you can see to the right, it's clipped off a little bit now. I don't know why the computer is doing that now, but yeah, the flame there on there, it's lighting up again. That's the igniter still burning there. Those are also homemade igniters that I make. The guy's trying to follow it, but he wasn't very successful. Anyway, okay, that's it from me. I say cheerio to everybody. I'll watch till the end, but I don't have anything else to comment on. So yes, I must give it to Peter, GW7BZY. For the group from ZS1 Mike saying 73s, but I'm still watching unless somebody calls me back for some comments or whatever. At least I can switch back my camera, hey? Yeah, I like that. Okay, 73s from ZS1 Mike in Worcester, where it's actually dark now. It must even be like midnight at Gary's place, because there it goes dark much quicker than here down in the Cape. So, over to you, Peter, ZS1MM signing.
GW7BZY returning. Yeah, excellent. Let's just turn the sound down on the receive. That's going to get a bit of a problem in a moment. There we go. All good. Excellent. I liked Leon's description of perfect. I don't think I'd want him working in my TV studio had I have one. But anyway, you know, very kind of him to say that. Indeed. Yeah, all good. I was interested in what KO was saying about this SRT into Australia. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get what the repeater was, and he's gone. I think so that'll be for another time. SRT, was it Secure Reliable Transport? That's a really good system. I've used it, and I've also worked NDI over great distance as well, or even short distance. I think I worked Gary in South Africa on SRT at one time, and that worked very well. It's got an element of error correction, so it works better than most FTTP, UDP, etc. All good. With that, I'm going to go. Anything? Not really. The wife's called me for lunch or supper, so I just thought I'd just stay and say a little bit and say thank you, Gary, for having me on. And I doubt if I'll be on next time, as it'll be a work day. Possibly not. No, it will be. But I'll try and get on a bit more often. From GW7B, I think that's the end of it. There was something else I wanted to say, but I've forgotten. All good from everybody. All very interesting, as always. From GW7B, I'm going to put a test card up. There we go. I don't do the long zooms or rotates or various because it doesn't really suit the encoder. Certainly the way it's set up, but it has a look ahead for 30 frames, 31 frames, with it being the 3070 card. The newer cards have an unlimited look ahead, so you can do more. But I can't remember the process, what the processor is called, the graphics processor. But it's an older processor, and the one Gary has is a better processor, has a better encode. Generally, I'll just say that. I think he's using a 50 something. If he's not, then it's a 40 something. With that, I'll hand it back. From GW7B's advice, saying good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be.
Yeah, okay, Peter, thank you very much. All very interesting as normal. For those people using SDR television, I would suggest you please update to the most recent version. Version 1.0.16 is the most recent, but I think only 1.015 is on the website for download. But Simon found some issues which I helped test with, and we found that OBS virtual camera actually is not, it's telling you what you want to see, not what it's actually doing. So it's actually giving out the wrong frame rate. So when you think you've selected 15 frames a second, it's actually 12.5 frames a second. And there was also some sizing issues as well. So both the frame rate and the video size was not correct. Simon's now corrected all of that, and I'm using version 0.16. And from what I can tell, most of the problems have been resolved. It's also very sensitive on receive, so I'm receiving everybody without any problems. And strangely, when you say you can't receive on the mini tuner or OBS or VLC, I'm receiving everything here with a Winter Hill, a mic, mini tuner and a Pico tuner, and also receiving everything with SDR television. So maybe I'm just lucky I'm not experiencing any major issues, which is good. And I think my lip sync is reasonably close as well. So I'm getting better at it slowly. I think it goes round to Charlie now, so I wish everyone best 7-3s. The sun is out. It's 5:15 in the evening, so I better go into the house and see what's going on there. So I wish everyone best 7-3s. Have a good week, and we'll pass it round to DK3ZL Charlie from
Okay. Yes. So I'm back, and we found two other little problems. One problem, we found out that I was switched to DFB only S and not on S2. So probably that was giving the trouble. You can't decode my picture. Would be nice to get an information. I think Gary said it's now fine. So I'm now on 333 and DVB S2QPSK with DATV Easy. So now it's all working fine. I could even decode everybody nice. And I wish also everybody a nice Sunday evening here in Germany. Yesterday we had one of the hottest days this year, 23 degrees. But now it's a little bit cooler, 20 only, and with the overcast. We are expecting also rain, maybe on end of Monday or on Tuesday. So the weather is a little bit, but we have a nice springtime, nothing to worry. And we need rain. It's as everybody, maybe also in Africa, they waiting for water, but also in our area now, we are a little bit. We have also fires in the woods, so this is even strange that the firefighters are out to get rid of some of the big bushfires, even in Germany. So, by the way, as I probably have sent it with my Laufschrift, you see my 1.5 meter offset dish. I'm running round about 70-80 watts into that dish, and I'm using the DATV Easy version 308, and also the Open Tuner, which is I'm very happy. I have two mini tuners, so I can see two pictures at the same time, which is very comfortable, even to make such rounds or make some rec-chewing QSOs on DATV. That's from me, and I will pass it now over to Martin. Maybe he is gone, somebody told, otherwise Henry will take it. So Delta Kilo 3, Zulu London. I'm listening for one more round, and I'm now standing by. Go ahead, probably Martin.
Okay, thank you very much, Charlie, for handing it over to me. And I'm just going to put that over there. And yes, I must say, a very interesting net. And it's been a great net. I found it very informative. And I find it informative every Sunday. So I learn something new every time. Charlie, I could decode you now. No problem whatsoever. So in fact, I actually saw you on earlier when you were testing. So it was a bit confusing for me that I couldn't see you now. And Leon, I do have something like this. It's called a Winter Hill, not a Winter Hill, a mini tuner. It's one with dual USBs. One with dual USBs, and it works like a dream. It really is. It is not as complicated as a Winter Hill, because the Winter Hill has actually got a built-in Raspberry Pi, which the mini tuner has just got two of those. I can't remember the name, but two of those modules, and it works like a dream. I'm very, very happy with both those units. So that's why I'm sort of sticking to what I have and what I know. Yeah. And Gary, I'm actually pleased you're on the board. I'm really very, very happy, and I know that you'll give them very, very good guidance from your advisory role that you will have. All right, so just to comment quickly, also, Charlie, when I didn't see you last time, I went on to YouTube. Gary's a link on YouTube, and I could see you there. Thanks a lot for transmitting the YouTube channel for us, Gary. Okay, also to Frank, I've sent you a WhatsApp, so all the details with regards to the amplifiers in the WhatsApp. So have a look at that and see what that's all about. Yeah, so I don't. Oh, Leon, I think you mentioned the term motors. I think if it's motors or if it's motis, I'm not sure how you spell it, but it looks like that RNX compound is something that really works. And yeah, it's really very interesting rocketry. Always been fascinated by it. Although I, as a kid, I used to make my own gunpowder in the backyard, and I burnt holes in my dad's workbench, black holes in the workbench. And every day he came back, he said, "Well, it looks like you've been practicing your gunpowder stunt again." And then putting it into a Coca-Cola bottle, because I was young then. I was very young. I was around about, I must have been easy 13, 14, 15, and used to put it in a Coke bottle, light the fuse, run a mile away, because I knew it was going to happen. And yes, what I used to do, because I used to make it up with sulfur, saltpeter, and carbon, I used to go to different pharmacies. In those days, we called them chemists. And I got one compound of saltpeter from one pharmacy, and another compound I used to get sulfur from another one, and another one would give me the carbon. Or I would get a battery and I would just crush the center electrode of the battery. And just stupid things that you used to do when you're very young. But yep, I enjoyed playing with that stuff. So yep, that's enough from me. I don't think I've missed out on anybody. Yes, SRT, very interesting. Maybe Martin can give us a little bit more on that. Thanks. Nice seeing you, Leon. Firstly, Gary, Leon, Peter, Keith, Charlie, Martin, Nigel, and Frank. Yes, Nigel. I didn't see any breakups, but that's possibly because my brain doesn't activate as fast as Leon's does. So cheers for now, guys. I'll say 73, and I certainly will see you next Sunday, all being equal. Have a fun week ahead. Cheers for now. Bye-bye. Apologies. I should hand that over to Nigel. Nigel, I should actually hand that over to you. Sorry about that, Nigel. I think it must go to you. M9NTR. This is Z6MC now, wishing you 73s. Bye-bye. M9NTR. This is Z6MC now, wishing you 73s. Bye-bye.
That's okay, Henry. I'm easily forgotten about. I joke there, mate. No. Yeah. I've moved back, Leo. That's it. It is Leo, isn't it? Leon. No, Leon. Sorry. Don't know. My brain must be off sleeping today. Yeah, and I've moved back, so I'm going to get more time. I'm going to have a look at the settings if I'm using the Razor. We can, more often I've just turned it out my headphones so I can not hear myself talking, which I hate. Yeah, I'll just go into the settings and just zoom it out a little bit, because obviously I'm standing about 4 foot away, 2 foot from the bench. It's okay, but yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm still getting them hiccups. Even I didn't get any of Leon was dropping out. Peter was dropping. Everybody was dropping out other than Martin 9x9. Henry 9x9 was okay. First time, but second time, it wasn't. So something's not quite right here. Whether I'm going to have to use a separate, because I'm using our SDR-TV 1.014. Whether I'm using receive and the transmit, it's taking too much. Because I've got a helix and a bullseye on the 1.2 dish. So whether that's something's not quite right, I don't know. Or if it's because somebody's close to me on the transponder, or closest person's on 498.202 or 262. Can't read it out, too far away. Oh, 262 498.262. But anyway, that's enough for me if I'm waffling now. Anyway, I'll say thanks everybody. I look forward to seeing everybody next week, all being well. Stand by to Frank, ZS6 Golf Echo. When I put test card up, it's over to you, Frank. Da-da-da. Oh, and I've got a second monitor which helps a little bit now. We'll cut it straight over to test card. Frank, over to you, my friend. ZS6 Golf Echo. Worldwide Weekend Net. Thanks for running it, Gary. Always a star. Okay, Frank, over to you, sir.
Okay. Everything okay? Everything came across nicely. I have version 1.4 or actually 14, whatever way you say it. So I'll have to look if I can download the update, and maybe that improves that minor hitch. So, but basically the setup works. Now I just have to tidy it up. I wish a nice evening to everybody, and until the next time from ZS6 Golf Echo.
Okay, very good, Frank. And yeah, just other than the hiss, you got a lovely signal. All right, why I couldn't copy Charlie on my mini tuner was simply because my receiver was set on DVB S2, and when I switched it to auto, it just popped in, no problem. So yeah, I always used to keep it on auto, so I don't know what the heck, why I defaulted to DVB-S2, but we'll next time when I switch on, I'll make sure it's on auto for the rare occasion that we have that. No, Charlie, that was an excellent round, the last over. Audio was fine, video was fine. You're back in the game. You're back in the game, so well done. And one does forget these settings, eh? Oh my goodness. And it's continuously changing. As you hear, Simon Brown, he's been doing a lot of great work. I must compliment the guy. G4ELI. He's brought that same sort of narrowband technology onto a digital amateur television, and it's becoming very successful. Yeah, Henry, you shouldn't have mentioned the fact that I'm on council. Now my wife knows. Too many questions. Anyway, yeah, but I've been on before, but I had to give it up overnight because of Quentin's passing. So anyway, but I always helped Nico whenever he needed assistance, and in the beginning he was on the phone a lot, which was fine. And then as he got the hang of things, it went quieter and quieter. But still, now and then, when there's an issue, he phones, and he's done a marvelous job, actually. Really, the place wasn't in a good shape, and it's been sorted very well. So, and we've got two young guys as chairman, or what do you call it? Yeah, and vice, president and vice president. Both enthusiastic guys. I know them both personally. So I feel confident it's going to go even better. Right. With that, I'm going to close the net. Cheers to you, Nigel. Great signal now. Much better. And your lighting is perfect. No, great stuff, man. Well done. Not one dropout from my side. Not at all. So well done, old fella. And no, we don't overlook you. We like you to come up and give us a chat. And you're always improving your station. That's the main thing. It's excellent. So you keep at it, Nigel. Right, I'm going to call it a day. Leslie's sitting next to me. He wants to do something on his VR, virtual reality sticks. It's got two arms and what have you, and we've got to download something. So with that, I'll say 7-3 to all and all the listeners and guys viewing on YouTube. I don't even know. I didn't even keep track of all the guys on, eh? That's very bad of me. But I know Stuart Clark was on. Cheers to you, Stuart. And we'll see each other next week. So this is ZS6YI, closing station, and bidding everyone on frequency a very happy week. 7-3 all.
Okay, Gary. Yeah, I just want to show you this. Yeah, there was no dropout on Nigel this last over. It was perfect. It's just he moved away from the camera, but also in the corner of the picture. Nigel, you must monitor yourself so you can see where you are. You nearly dropped out of the picture. That is the camera that they used for the infrared. It's a brand new one. It's 5 million rand, that infrared camera. It's frightfully expensive, those things. But anyway, that's where it was set up when I launched the rocket. Okay. Come on. Yeah, there we are. That's it from me. So cheers, everybody. It is 1mm is saying 73 is now, finally.
Cheers, Oli.